Hello everyone and welcome back to another Storytime video. Today I am going to be talking about Super Bowl 53, which happened last February, because a week from Sunday is when the Super Bowl is going to be played again. Of course, in its annual ways, but this year, for only the third time since 2000, the Super Bowl will not include, or for the fourth time since 2000, the Super Bowl will not include Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, or Ben Roethlisberger. Now, this bout this year is between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. So, I would just like to congratulate those two teams on a fantastic season. And these two teams being in the Super Bowl this year makes me very excited, because the Chiefs have a 50-year Super Bowl appearance drought and win drought. Now, the San Francisco 49ers have a quarter century, a 25-year Super Bowl drought of their own, and they haven't been to the Super Bowl since 2012. One of the only year in the past 17 years to not include Manning, Brady, or Roethlisberger. But that's beside the point. I think that this year is going to be one of the better Super Bowls that we've ever seen. I have a much better feeling about this Super Bowl than I do going into last year, and that Super Bowl, which we'll get to in a minute, but I think that the Kansas City Chiefs will win the game. Even if Patrick Mahomes has to score on every single possession, because I know San Francisco's run game is so potent, then I think he can do it. And I don't feel like it'll be a very high-scoring game, because I think the 49ers will try to run down the clock and try to limit Mahomes' possessions. But I think it'll be a darn good game in its own right. It'll be a much more entertaining game than Super Bowl 53. Now, that game pitted the New England Patriots and the Los Angeles Rams. I almost said St. Louis. Don't know why. They've been in Los Angeles for 4 seasons now. But the Los Angeles Rams. Now, going into this game, everyone expected it to be a low-scoring game. You know, I heard a lot of people saying that it's going to be like a 17-20 game. And I bought that hook, line, and sinker. I thought it was going to be a 17-20 game, and that I was hoping the Rams would win, because the Rams haven't won since they were in St. Louis, and that was back when they had their greatest show on turf days in 1999. So they haven't won a Super Bowl this millennium either. But the game was a very defensive game. It, to a lot of people, was very boring. I could I could definitely see how it was boring for a lot of people, but I just, you know, I've said it before in these storytime videos, and I guess you can infer from my Madden videos from way back in the day, and maybe I've said it before too, and that I'm an offensive mind. I am purely an offensive mind, so I would have been much more entertained by an offensive shootout, and I was really hoping to see Patrick Mahomes on the biggest stage last year, but a year later we get that, so happy about that. But it was kind of, I guess, frustrating to watch because unless you're from Boston, St. Louis, well, unless you live in Boston, St. Louis, or New Orleans, you wanted the Patriots, or you wanted the Rams to win. So it was kind of frustrating to me to see all these explosive weapons for the Rams and Sean McVay, the Wonder Kid, who I think I think his birthday's around this time, and I think he's turning 34. So, a 33-year-old Wonder Kid, which is an up and coming thing in coaching. Sometimes you'll find it, other times not. That's another topic for another video. But I remember watching the game with my mom, my dad, my sister, and my grandmother. And I remember my grandmother left after the third quarter saying that it was boring. Of course, that's that's not an unpopular opinion from that game. But in my opinion, it was more entertaining than I thought. But in the fourth quarter, I think, I don't remember if it was 3-3 or 10-3. I don't remember. But there was a point where the Rams had a decent drive, and they had it at the Patriots' 25-yard line or something. I think it was second down and 3. And I think I told my dad that the Rams should try a shot at the end zone or go play action and then take a shot to the end zone or something. I don't quite remember. But I do, or I don't think I told him that they should run the ball. I don't exactly remember, but I think on that play, it was that play. Jared Goff threw an interception, and I just kind of looked at my dad, and I went, I told you they should have done this. But yeah, I guess there's not much to say about Super Bowl 53 other than defense. And I do remember in the fourth quarter, too, Gronk had that big catch in a 3-3 ball game in the fourth quarter that set up a touchdown run by James White. I think it was. James White. Maybe it was Sony Michel, actually. I think it was Sony. But at that point, I knew that the Rams were pretty much done because I feel like when a team has leads by multiple possessions, even in the fourth quarter, and it was one, but it was a touchdown lead. But I feel like when a team gets a lead on another team like that, and it's a very defensive game, and it's the fourth quarter, I just kind of feel like that's it for them. But yeah. And see us, guys. I do believe that that will do it for this storytime video. And tonight's storytime video, I will see you all later. Goodbye, guys. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully we get a more entertaining Super Bowl this year.